Good morning. It's quiet as locked up citizens everywhere contemplate vaccines, earnings, and political mayhem across the globe. With the index futures severely red today, U.S. markets leveled off somewhat on Friday, the Russell 2000 losing 0.4%, but the S&P gaining a half. With no data expected from the US today, a rising dollar this morning is leading other currencies down. This as US lawmakers gather steam for deposing a president before his next 9 days are up. The dollar index, as we can see, hit resistance this morning at 90.45, and we have a bearish engulfing at the top. The MACD looks like it's headed below the signal, so for now we need to see what happens when the asset hits support at 90.17, still safely above the moving average. Asian markets are leading index futures down as this week begins, New Zealand's Dow already having lost 2.8%. Only the Hang Seng is marginally up and the Nikkei seems to be where all the money's going. It's up 2.36% on a rather harsh drop in the yen. The Australian dollar is down 6% against the dollar, despite a soaring retail sales figure overnight, a 7% improvement in November. That's more than 4 times the month before. While in China, we're seeing consumer inflation creeping up 0.7% month on month in December, and that's following a 0.6% contraction the previous month. With the Australian US dollar, we're seeing a double top crossing below the moving average and a strongly negative MACD. On the other hand, it looks like it just may cross to above its signal, and a positive RSI leaves some hope for this session. Despite a good Friday, indexes in Europe are unpromising this morning. Markets opening today in the red. The DAX is already 0.5% down and the FTSE a tenth as Europe and the UK strengthen their lockdown measures. The euro is continuing south after last week saw retail and consumer sentiment throughout the continent fall yet again. On Friday, unemployment came in a tad better than expected, but Germany's trade balance fell by 2 billion euros. Again, with very little data coming in today for the region, things don't look good for the DAX. The RSI is plunging. It's about to go below the moving average. The last candle in the series is sitting on this week's pivot point, and support are at 13,704 and 13,353 respectively. Gold lost nearly an entire month's gains as last week ended, plunging rapidly down to 1840. Oil peaked briefly at 52.70 overnight before settling back to 51.60 this morning. And finally, in finance, social trading platform EToro has thrown a spanner into the works of its upcoming $5 billion public listing by one-sidedly closing its clients' Bitcoin positions. One Slovenian lawyer is launching a class action in Cyprus to have the company's European license revoked. With days left to earnings season, we're expecting an overcapitalized banks to enjoy the fruits of propping up corona-hit economies over the past year. Now, with bond yields on the rise, analysts are hoping for signs of fiscal tightening on the Fed's part, which could finally mean rising interest rates, albeit fractionally, for banks. Just a quick look at JP Morgan shows us a very bullish channel that's widening, so optimism is in place. That's it for today. It's going to be a dramatic week, what with Corona, Trump, and shares making waves. Make sure you're back tomorrow for another finance breakdown.